quite finished creaking. And where do you need to be pointing to? I think maybe somewhere around there with the microphone too. The microphone is there. There's where it stands. Well, somewhere around there. Well, here's a real blast from the past. This is called I've Been in Love with You for So Long Now. It's written down here. Should be I've Been in Love with You for So Long Now. 1994. It's amazing how the dates all go crazy in your head, and it's only when I find the lyrics. This is a song of mine that I wrote. This was the first Murphy Young song. When I gave up in around 1994 and stuff, doing what I was doing at least, there was a guy taking this terrible job, but again, you know, not going into the details, Cool Hand Luke, you know, the easiest way to make your enemies think they've beaten you. The easiest way to beat your enemies is to make your enemies think they've beaten you. That's a whole other story, maybe I don't go into details and all that. And I had, on the shelf in the porta cabin where I worked, I had a little cassette deck. Children, ask your grandparents. And so whatever I recorded here at night, I would take in and I would have in the other room while I was doing my stuff there. Oh man, I was so bad. I had a guitar there and an amplifier and stuff. Because I worked out a way to do a day's work in about 2 hours. And I would just have these sacks of stuff, piled up with stuff. It's just filled with crap, you know, people would come in and if anyone turned in, you suppose I'd look, I've got these sacks of stuff to get through here, you know, dispatch and stuff. I said, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh, it's terrible, you know, I get no help here. And they go on to me, shh, 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 we got the Irish guy working out, there's no more. And as soon as they go on, the Irish guy would sit like that and put his feet up on his desk and write some songs and stuff. Pro rata, I was on more money than the directors if you took it down to the amount of hours I actually worked. Anyway, I had the cassette playing, you know, and this guy walked in. I'd seen him around, but he was in the IT department in 1994. Computers were like voodoo, like, you know, oh, he do know about computers, oh, God. He'd be amazing, he'd be a magician, he'd be an alchemist, I tell you. These days, of course, my children are 10 and 11, you know, they just go like a... Anyway. And he wandered in, he wanted something dispatched. Oh. And he caught me kind of by surprise, you know. And so I was weighing it on the scales. He wanted a price for it or something, you know. And so he heard this and he said, oh, that sounds different. I said, so you like it? He said, yeah. He said, it's not too bad. He said, so it's G, do you know? I said, oh, you know music? He said, yeah. Playing, he said, and I sing, you know. I said, oh. I said, well, that's me. I wrote that. Oh, okay, he said, so then, you know, musicians, you know how it goes, you know. Okay, well, let's see what you got, you know. And so I wrote a song, I think, gave him a lyric, and he was just like a gog, you know. And he's like, because I just wrote it in front of him, you know. And I said, well, you know, he said, I said, you do, he said, I do tunes, he said, I said, okay. So I said, well, I think I maybe gave him a lyric, you know. And he said, you wrote this? I said, yeah, I don't like it. I said, well, think of something. I said, and I'll write the song, you know. He said, you know, he's like, well, when shall I come back? Well, just wait. I've got a piece of paper. I mean, nothing unusual. I've seen that a million times, like, you know. Anyway, he came back the next day and he put music to it. And either that day or the day after, he brought a guitar in. And then he would just come down. But he didn't want to be seen with me, of course, you know. That was awkward for him. You're talking to the Murph? You're talking to him? You know, and stuff, you know. And I said, you're talking the early 90s here, the prejudice in England, you know. political correctness hadn't swept the board yet then, and it didn't start with the Irish because we were whites who were further down the list, you know. But as I said, that was okay. I was getting my revenge and my salary once a month, you know, and buying them all out. Anyway, so we did some work together, and we did some good work. I don't know for how long it was. I mean, I was a lot more, I don't know. I've always said weird works for me, you know. So, now at 62 years old, I look back and I think, yeah, maybe I probably did look a little bit, you know. Not that I care, you know. I mean, I think that racists have got some stuff missing from, you know, these people all have something short in their lives, so. And they've never met anyone that just genuinely didn't give a damn about anything before that. Just wanted to play music. You know, as I said so many times, you know, just boil it down to the basics. Write song, sing song, get paid, get laid. It's a great life. And this is one of the songs we wrote. I wrote this is my lyric, and then Andy always wanted to change it around. He liked choruses. I've just found this now, literally 5 minutes ago. And I kind of half remember Andy's music to it. He likes them. So we play, and I would just be in the background. I mean, he could sing, you know. I mean, you know, what couldn't he sing? He was amazing. He used to do an amazing version of the Eagles' Lying Eyes. So then I wrote my own version of Lying Eyes, and he used to like that. So he had some stuff going on in his life. And this song struck a resonance with him. Just to bring this boring anecdote to an end, I remember that he moved away. He chased a family circumstances, he moved away. And he went into a studio, and this was one of the songs he recorded. And he sent me a cassette tape of 4 songs that he'd made studio recordings of. If you're out there, Andy, if you've got the lyric to Welcome to Hell, Sweet Michelle, I would love to see it. That is just about the holy grail of my own lyrics, because I don't have a copy of it. I do not have a copy of the lyrics for that, and I know it was your favourite lyric of mine, and I would love to see it. All I can remember is the refrain, or the end of each verse, you know, Welcome to Hell, Sweet Michelle. And he sent me this, and I remember putting the tape in and playing it, and it was all production and stuff, you know. If anyone's been watching my videos, you know that I'm not one for, you know, overproducing stuff. And I listened to the opening bit of it, and I took it out. I didn't even listen to the other 3 tracks, alone the rest of that song. Well, the rest of that song. Then a few months after that, he came back, so I just stuck it to one side, and he came back. And or maybe I sent it back to him. I think I might even have sent it back to him, actually, because I remember him saying that he opened an envelope. That was it. I just and he had to come back to this place on a secondment. He just needed some easy cash, so he came in to help him out and take the money. And he hunted me down, and he said, you know, so he said, you sent the tape back. What did you think about it? And I said, oh, it was garbage. And he was like crestfallen, you know. I said, what did you do to it, you know? He'd gone in, and I mean, this was just Andy, you know. I mean, he just liked that stuff, and he'd put I don't know what on it, and it was lush. You know, John Lennon said about good night, possibly over lush, and that was it, you know. But to me, it was like, where's the pain? Where's the pain in the song? You know, you've sweetened the pain out too much, kind of thing. Anyway. He said, well, because he'd opened the thing up, and I just sent him the cassette back, and I put the letter in. And he said, I thought I'd torn it up. He said, I couldn't find a letter. You must have forgot to put the letter in. And, you know, even though we'd been working together for a year, and he'd be around here playing guitar and stuff and everything, you know, he was still, you know, what the hell with this guy, you know. Anyway, so I thought I'd try it, but this is my original lyric. Now, I know that Andy made a chorus out of this. So I don't need this long, and he took it down into D7. He would do 7th, no, and I couldn't hit the notes. Don't need this long. But anyway, I've just put some, I'm going to take it back to Paul Murphy. There's probably a couple of your chords in here, Andy. I think the opening chords are the same, that's how I remember us playing it. But I've flattened the chords out and I'm going to give it a go, and I'm not going to do it the way we used to do it, or you used to do it, with me in the background, because he had an idol. No. But I'm going to take it back down to the pay. Maybe I should put a harmonica on. Yeah. That was another thing. He always wanted me to play harmonica on this, and I never would. God bless him. I mean, I wrote this in 5 minutes, you know, and he was like, that's the story of my life, or the life he was living at that point, you know. So that's just what I do. But I can't sing him like you. He told me that once, actually. He said, you could never sing it like this. I said, and if I didn't write it, I said, you'd be stood on an empty stage miming to nothing. He got the point. He was a lovely fellow, and I hope things worked out well for him. One of the few people in my life I miss. Not enough to think about him more than once every decade, but and that's what I look like. That photo, I don't know if you wind it back a bit, that was a show I played when we were 2 in those days. Okay, being in love with you. Not in love with this microphone at the moment, been in love with you for so long now. I hear the sound of your heart beat. I feel the warmth of your smile. I've been in love with you for so long now. Won't you let me stay for a while? I know your heart has been taken. I know there's someone waiting back home. I've been in love with you for so long now. I don't want another night on my own. I want something more than friendship. That doesn't count for much late at night. I've been in love with you for so long now. Some things are too hard to fight. I don't want to lose you forever. I don't think that I could survive. I've been in love with you for so long now, and I'm keeping this dream alive. Each day I hope something happens. Each day there's more sleight of hand. I've been in love with you for so long now. If only you'd understand. I don't need this longing, this heartache. I don't know what else I can say. I've been in love with you for so long now. I might tell you how I feel today. I kind of inverted other chords. It was difficult because I was kind of following, in my head I was following Andy's music that was on the last bit, so it would have gone, it would have kept to the C and D and up to the G. Another night on my own. But Andy took one of the verses, I think, does he do every third one? Don't want this longing. Don't want this long. Don't want this long. Don't think that I could survive. He was right when he said I couldn't hit sevenths. Couldn't they? Can't now.